All right. Hey, everybody. Please excuse the soft porn music. I am using yet another service, right? So I'm on Restream, which is another streaming service. They never really offered the studio portion that I can stream directly from it. So I didn't use it. They offering it now. So I thought I'd try it out. And here we are with another daily reminder for you. And today's daily reminder is that it's not rocket science, but it kind of is though. All right. Speaking of rocket science, trying to get this thing working, I got to tell you, yeah, this stuff ain't easy, but it's fun. It's fun. So I was watching a Netflix documentary, which is pretty good, called Black Holes, The Edge of All We Know, something of that nature. It's a really great documentary, but don't feel the need to go out and watch it immediately. It's really for nerds because that's really what it's about. It's just following a bunch of nerds around trying to figure out the mystery of the black hole. And I got to tell you again, being a fellow nerd, it's just exciting to me. Dr. Stephen Hawkins was in there, and a couple of his colleagues that he's been working with over the past, I don't know, 20, 30 years or so, disproving theories. And it was really amazing to see what all went into this process of discovery. There's this literally a mathematical formula that had 1050 different variables in it, and I'm just like, who does that? But that's the science of it. It's exciting. And one of the guys had said, this is I don't think we can do this by hand anymore. They got to like page 10. They're like, yeah, I think we need to do this in the computer. So they transferred this formula over to a computer, and they finally got it to work. And as a part of it, simultaneously, there were other scientists who were working on creating this massive telescope, not in size, but in theory and in what I can say in I don't even know what word I would use for that, but because it wasn't a massive telescope, it wasn't like this huge telescope. It was the combining of multiple telescopes to create almost a simulation of an Earth-sized telescope. They had Alaska, Hawaii, Antarctica, etc. I mean, just all over the place, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And what they did was they took all of these mass telescopes, pointed them in the direction of this black hole, and they all recorded this stuff simultaneously for 3 days. And I think he said they had like 15 petabytes. What is that? I thought terabytes was big. This dude's like petabytes. I'm like, that's a lot of information. Well, anyway, after all of this work, crunching all these numbers, years and years of theory and science and math and computations, and getting all this data, they were actually finally able to take this picture of the black hole. And I remember seeing that announcement a few years ago, and I was excited about that. But anyway, here's my point. Life isn't rocket science. It's a lot easier than that, right? You think good thoughts, you do good things, and you have a great life, for the most part. But then on the opposite side of the spectrum, maybe it's not that easy. Maybe it is rocket science. So let me see here. What's happening here? What's the Internet of Telescopes? That's my cousin Carlton McDuffie clowning me as always. Thank you, kind sir. We always appreciate that. Yeah, that was a long explanation to get to the point that I was making, right? Go figure. But here's the thing, life can be as simple and or as complex as you want to make it. I don't think it's a 20-page algorithm that requires, you know, supercomputers to figure out. Because at the end of the day, it's is what you choose to make it. And that's really the reminder here today, is knowing that life isn't rocket science. And I use the joke, if you will, but it kind of is, because there are a lot of factors that go into creating the life that we want. And our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our words, how do those things actually create the life that we want? There's computations that could go on for decades and centuries, to explain that away. But the easiest thing to do: think good thoughts, do good things, say good things. You have a great life. Pretty much. Pretty much that's it. Now, does that mean that you won't ever have any conflict? You won't have any contrast? Does that mean that you won't ever have anything occur? No, 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 not by any means. And I don't want to oversimplify to that degree, but I also am not going to make it any more difficult than it needs to be, because it's not. It absolutely positively isn't. So if life is feeling hard for you in any way, shape, or form, choose something different. Choose something different. You know, easier, making the easier equation than the equation that you may be doing. And that was one of the cool things that I noticed about the scientists in this documentary. They weren't attached to the outcome of the answer, and they were willing and open to being wrong. They started this thing and went down this path. Nope, that's not it. They started that thing and went down that path. No, that's not it. And they continued going and going until they finally got to the answer that made the most sense for what they were looking for, which is the explanation of a black hole. So don't be attached to the outcome, because that's a part of what makes things hard in life. Allow things to happen the way that they do, and life will be a whole lot easier for you. So that's it for today's daily reminder. Appreciate all you guys who stopped by. Thanks a lot, Carlton, for clowning me. I'm gonna get you back for that. Or no. So anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow for another daily reminder. Talk to you soon. Oh, and by the way, here's an easy mathematical equation. Click like more daily reminders. Boom. That's a really easy equation. Share more, even more daily reminders, right? So yeah, there you go. There's a nice equation for you. Like, comment, and share. That keeps these daily reminders coming. So appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you soon.